fucking noise for yourselves, baby.
There was a time I thought I had everything I ever wanted. Now I go to sleep just to dream. Waking up and I see your eyes in the lights over London. The air, I can smell your perfume, and I swear I can still hear you call my name when there's no one else. 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 You say, do I ever cross your mind? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do you wish when you were mine? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do I ever cross your mind? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do you wish when you were mine? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do I ever cross your mind? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do you wish when you were mine? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. When there's no one else. 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 You say, do I ever cross your mind? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do you wish when you were mine? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do I ever cross your mind? I say only all the time. I say only all the time. You say, do you wish when you were mine? I say only all the time. I say only all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Trust you're all doing amazing, and looking forward to today's live CPI trading session. Guys, we're going to get started in about 3 minutes. So go ahead, blast this link out. Let's pack this thing out, baby. We got 25 minutes until news releases, and it's going to be a very, very quick and simple overview of exactly what I'm looking for as soon as we do get this thing underway. So make sure blast this link out to whoever you feel would like to trade with us live today, and let them know, hey, Donnie's live. It's gonna be a vibe. We're gonna have some fun after the session as well. I'm gonna like react to some super old like content of mine when I first started trading back in like 2018, 2019. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that personally. Maybe you guys will have some fun. We'll do it live. We'll react and make a little YouTube video out of it as well. But yeah, man, obviously the main focus is going to be CPI for the first like hour or so. But we'll be on stream here for today, probably for like 2, maybe a little bit longer than 2 hours. We'll see. But enjoy the tunes, man, and blast this link out. I'll put a 2-minute countdown on screen once we got 2 minutes left before getting this thing going. But yeah, man, where y'all tuning in from, man? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat box, man. We'll get started shortly. Man, fire me up, baby. Fire me up, ladies and gentlemen. What is good? What is good, YouTube? It's been a little minute since we've been on here and did a live stream for everybody publicly, but it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. I think the last session we did was it in February? Or no, we did FOMC actually. We did FOMC, which was hella anticlimactic actually. I think last month. And yo, right? Wasn't that set an absolute banger? Yo, big shout out to my guy. All right, he's not actually my guy. Maybe one day he'll be like my actual guy. You know what I mean? Like we'll have a relationship and it'll be kind of cool to be homies. But big shout out to my guy. Let me pull this up. Boom. John Summit, man. This was his live ultra set from like I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago. And I got invited to actually go to this set live. An Ultra Miami, Music Fest is like it's Miami Music Week basically, and it's like the banger to kind of close it out the weekend of Miami Music Week. And got invited to go out there, and I was like, man, I can't afford to go out there, man. I can afford to go out there. Let me be very clear. But I couldn't afford to just feel like absolute trash for like 3 days after going. So I was like, I can't go this year, man. I can't go this year, but this is the link. Let me see if I can drop it in the chat. Can I drop this in the chat? I don't think I can. Just Google, or not even Google it, but just go on YouTube and you can search it up. But literally it's like one of his more recent videos. And it's the live set from stage, which is, I mean, it's just a movie, bro. Like this set is just unreal energy. Great way to start the session for sure. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you've never been on one of my live news trading sessions before. And I know a lot of you probably have been on my sessions before, so welcome back. Big shout out to those of you that are tuned in from all over the world. We got news dropping in about 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes. And so, excited to get into things here. Big shout out to those of you that are tuned in from literally all over the world as usual. And we got, let's see, Scotland in the building, Germany. Drop in the chat where you're tuning in from if you haven't already. We got Australia, was good, my brother. Jordan, good to see you, man. We got Saskatchewan. What's going on, Brock? Good to see you. We got Mauritius, Cyprus, Suriname. We got California. Let's see. Where else we got here? I think those are all the spots that have been dropped so far. You guys keep dropping them. Keep dropping them in the chat. Keep dropping them in the chat. I know there's like a 2-minute delay on stream here, so it's all good. I see somebody in the chat that says you got to bring the trading view indicator back. And all I have to say, man, is we got to get a petition or some shit going with trading view, because this is the third time these motherfuckers took it down. And I was cheesed because it happened literally live on my session on Wednesday, 2 days ago. And if you weren't there on that session inside of Primeverse, it's all good. You can join the Primeverse community at some point. We do, 2 live sessions a week at least. And then sometimes I'll do these pop-ups and stream them everywhere. But we do sessions like 2 times a week, myself personally, and we got a bunch of other educators too. But yeah, man, literally on the session, got this message from Pine Coders, who is like the mod of TradingView and coding indicators and shit. And they're like, you weren't following house rules, so we removed the indicator again. And it's for literally different reasons that they removed the indicator the last 2 times. So it's just a little bit of a setback, but guess what? A setback is a setup for a comeback, baby. So you already know we're cooking and we're gonna figure something out. I don't want to give a timeline because I just don't want to give a timeline for what it's gonna be looking like to get the indicator back up and running. I have a few ideas of how we can approach things. And we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I know it's disappointing. I'm pretty disappointed. But hey, it's just like Donnie got nerfed by trading. Honestly, we're getting nerfed out here. But it is what it is. And honestly, the reason that they took it down this time, I think, is retarded. Like last time was actually valid because I was marketing Primeverse, the free community that we have. And that was like in the description of the indicator, and that's like a big no-no. Like you're not supposed to market shit that's like outside our trading view. And I was like, okay, valid. So I took it out of the description. And then this time they're like, your script lacks originality. I was like, what do you mean? Like it's got the same description as the last indicator that you took down as well. It's like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, and also your author's message for like how to access the indicator is like not good enough. And I was like, well, I'm not supposed to mark it, right? So this is a hidden script. You can see it says hidden. March 22nd is when I released this thing. They didn't let this thing live for more than 2 weeks this time. These are my author instructions, exclusive to Primeverse community members. Because last time, you know what was in here? My link to go and get a full overview of Primeverse, and it was external marketing. So I'm like, how do I win with these guys? You know what I mean? And they're saying that this description is like, it lacks in originality because it's literally the same as the previous script. You know, it's not like there's any other indicators on TradingView that do exactly what this one does, from what I've seen at least. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe my shit lacks originality. I don't know. I think it's just description wise. That's what they said after I, asked them to clarify. It says we expect more meaningful details in description so users can easily understand what your script does, how it does that, how to use it, and how it's original. Bro, I think this is pretty fucking good, TradingView. I don't know what you want from me. Next time I'm just gonna literally take this whole BS experience with like TradingView taking the indicator down a couple times, plug it into ChatGPT and be like, yo, ChatGPT, I need you to be a giga Chad right now. I need you to be Chad GPT so we can fucking make a script that's not gonna get taken down by TradingView, bro. That's how I'm feeling, honestly. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little rant out of the way. We sulked a lot on the Wednesday session, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna spend any more time and energy on it. For today at least. But it's all good, man. Hey, it is what it is. I'm looking for the golds, you know. One thing that's gold about this is this indicator got more attention for V3 in the little under, or a little over 2 weeks that it was up than the previous two versions. This had like 2,500, eyeballs on it, 270 upvotes, and was far outperforming the other two versions of the indicator, and rightfully so because the updates were pretty sick with it. So yeah, man, I'm gonna find a solution. If you had the indicator before, do not remove that shit from your chart, because if you do, unfortunately, you won't be able to re-add it. Just literally hide the indicator. That would be my recommendation for everybody that's seeing this. And hang tight. If you don't have the indicator, unfortunately, I can't add you even if I wanted to. And just hang tight. Hopefully, we can have a solution relatively soon. But let's talk about CPI now, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that like I said, maybe it's your first session on here where we do these live news trading sessions. Usually I'll trade 2 or 3 news events a month. You've got NFP. I didn't trade this year's NFP, or not this year's, but this month's, because it was literally just USD, and there was a bunch of bank holidays. So I was like, all right, this is not ideal. But we are going to be trading CPI this week, which is today. In about 12 minutes, the news release is going to come out. And I know there's a bit of stream delay, so I'm going to give you guys the same points of interest that I'm looking at in advance, so you don't have to worry about the stream delay. I think the stream delay is like maybe 30 seconds. Potentially. Yeah, it looks like it's probably about 30 seconds. And oh yeah, I'll drop the let me see if I can send the yeah, I can send it in here. This is the playlist, or the YouTube link for John Summit, by the way. But yeah, man. And then FOMC is the other news event that I'll trade sometimes. So the last FOMC that was released, I think it was last month. We traded that live, and it was very boring. But we also have FOMC at the end of this month on the 29th. So we'll be trading that together too. There's a bunch of monetary policy stuff that's happening this week, April 29th. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll trade that together live, and probably on YouTube as well. But one thing I'll say, if you are new, because I asked you guys to drop a 1 in the chat if you're new to the live news trading sessions. I think I had, like, to be honest, only one person dropped a 1 from what I'm seeing. But I'm sure there's more than that. So I'll say this. Obviously, when we do trade live on sessions, I always have to say, like, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. None of what we go over and talk about is financial advice. So don't treat it like that, Just because it's an opportunity that I'm looking to trade and take doesn't mean that you should go for the same trade. You know what I mean? Like, use your own discernment. Obviously, definitely use your own discernment, and don't take anything what I share, as financial advice ultimately. Number 2 is, if you haven't traded news before, you might want to consider using less risk than what you normally would on a trade, just because of the fact that news is volatile and there's a higher possibility of you experiencing what's called slippage. Slippage is when you have your stop loss, or basically what's managing your risk, right? Hopefully everybody knows what a stop loss is on here. I'm not going to explain it. All right. Look it up if you don't know. But instead of your stop loss being triggered at the price that you set it to for you to lose a certain amount that you've predetermined, it's price trades through it because of how quickly price moves, and you end up getting stopped out and losing more than you actually intended to risk on the trade. So that's why it's important to risk less than what you normally do on a live news trading day like today. And just be mindful. Be mindful of that. The main bias that I have for news today is what we have on screen. So taking a look at price action on gold, this is all I'm going to be focusing on today. We might take a look at like one other thing, like DXY. But to be honest, gold is like only thing I'm focusing on today. We had a sweep of Asian session lows going into London session today. You can see this on the hourly time frame very cleanly. Last down candle prior to this push higher we're seeing, sweeping London's low, and also this low from New York session, beginning of New York session yesterday. And smaller time frame perspective, 15-minute, this is the main point of interest that I have for price to trade back to. So I'd like to see exactly what the arrow is showing. Sell off to this area for price to then react and trade higher. This is an easy area of like just internal liquidity for price to trade back down to and sweep. And then we have an alternative point of interest. Should we go and attack this low as well, I would be looking for price to react from this 5 minutes time frame fair value gap. And this is a balanced price range where we had fair value gap on the way down and then fair value gap on the way back up, same area. And same with this, both areas are balanced price ranges. So yeah, that's really the outlook. That's what I'm looking for. I like how we have relatively equal highs to target. Actually, this technically got swept just now. That wasn't swept when I first started streaming, but yeah, either way, lots of liquidity on the buy side above highs that we can look to target after we see price trade lower. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, man. That's what I'm going to be looking. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I wouldn't set a. Actually, you could if you wanted to set a limit on this. You definitely could. It's like a 70 pip stop, which actually isn't horrible. And looking to target this, area of liquidity is honestly pretty solid. Pretty solid risk to reward ratio wise. So if you guys wanted to, you could. Always preface by saying that if you are going to set a pending order like a limit before the news release, you have to use less risk than what you normally do on a trade. And that means if you risk $50 on a trade, risk like $35 on that trade. So reduce your risk not by half, but at least by like a quarter to a third. Okay. Not financial advice. Just this is how I'm approaching it. And I'm telling you guys this because if I don't, there's going to be some dumbass that over leverages and then blows their account from trading news with me live. It just is what it is. And honestly, I have no sympathy for those people. Zero. Because if you were trading properly, it wouldn't happen. Some people were like, oh, Donnie's been trading since 2018. By the way, my 8-year anniversary is in 3 days. From when I first took my first trade ever was in April 13th, 2018. But anyways, just please be smart, man. Honestly. It's just like crazy that I even have to still say it, but I'm gonna have to continue saying it forever because people are, needing to hear it. Anyway, so this is the outlook, man. This is what I'm looking for. This is where I'll be looking to set a limit at. I'll give you guys the exact parameters here, just so that everybody's on the same page. So XAU USD POI parameters. So we're gonna have there's gonna be technically 2 parameters here that I'm gonna give you guys. So first area, and that's this area right here. Okay, assuming we don't sweep this low, the first area I'm looking for, you would have limit at to be a buy limit. Buy limit at 47.50 basically, to be honest. We'll just write 47.50 to keep prices easy. And then SL placement would be at 47.42. So that's gonna be like an 80 pip stop loss. You could probably get away with 47.43, but we'll keep it at 47.42. And then main TP, this is my main TP, would be at 47.78. So that's the first area. If we were to take that out, and this is because the reality is like if you set this before 8:30, we could very easily sweep both of these and react off this lower area. So that's why I'm giving you guys the second area as well. If you want to set a limit on both, you could. If you want to just wait for price to trade into that area and then manually market execute, totally fine as well. But then buy limit on the lower point of interest would be a little bit different, slightly similar in terms of the target and risk to reward, but slightly wider stop loss. My entry would be closer to the top of this area as opposed to the 50%. I mean, we could maybe trade to the 50% of this fair value gap as well, but buy limit would be off of 47.40. It's more like 47.41 to be honest, but we'll do 47.40 and then 47.31 would be SL, targeting the same thing pretty much. And this TP, by the way, this is like the TP that you're going to set, but you can obviously be managing your trade partialing and paying yourself, prior to that, right? This is just kind of like the main target that I'm looking for. So yeah, man, this is what I'm looking for. These are setups that could play out pretty quickly after CPI releases. And yeah, man, this is what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and post it in a couple of chats real quick. Just before CPI. Boom, gold outlook and entry parameters I'm considering. Okay, I need to set this limit, ladies and gentlemen, because if I don't, you already know. I sometimes don't get filled on my own trades, as crazy as that might sound. Cool. And just one more time, ladies and gentlemen, just use proper risk management, man. Use proper risk management. You'll thank yourself later. You know, you'll thank yourself right away, to be honest. If it ends up being a losing trade, and hey, we don't win every single trade, right? At the end of the day, trading is a matter of risk to reward and probabilities, and there's always the probability of you being wrong. So you got to account for that. You got to consider that. And yeah, that's what I'll say. That's all I'll say. I placed my buy limit on the top area. Let me see if I can set this buy limit on the bottom area as well. Real quick. 47.40. And then yeah, 47.31 for SL price. All right, cool. I placed both my limits, so I'm in there. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. We got 10 seconds till news releases. So we'll see what price does. But ideally, we trade lower first before going towards those highs. We could go to those highs first, but ideally that's not what we end up seeing. And well, let's see. False spike higher, maybe. Otherwise, we could just trade right to these highs. We could just trade right to these highs, ladies and gentlemen. It's very possible. Let me actually pull up. I want to see what the release actually was. So yeah, it looks like lower than expected. These would remain points of interest even if we do take out this high, by the way. So I would keep these buy limits. Even if we end up sweeping this, I would keep the buy limits. Does it mean that we could go and attack the other side of liquidity and this ends up being, you know, a losing trade? Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that was the reality of things anyways. The reason this remains valid is if we're getting a false spike higher of like more than 100 pips right now, even if we sweep this high, both these highs, we're stopping out early sellers for price to then potentially flip and go and attack, you know, the buyers to then mitigate these areas. So this would remain points of interest for me. Both these areas would remain points of interest for me, even if we do take out the high first. So yeah, the only time that this would become like irrelevant for me and I would delete the limits is if we go and create a new high above this. Right? At that point, it's like, okay. I mean, technically, we could still get a pullback to those areas and they would still be kind of relevant. But at that point, I would probably delete the limits and just monitor price action. But yeah, this is what I'm looking for still. This would be kind of the same bias I have even with the first initial reaction here. And what we could see is over the next 35 to 40 minutes, this thing flip and trade down to one of these points of interest potentially. Or we just don't get it. And you know, if that's the case, it is what it is. Right? But yeah, let's see what's good. Let's see what happens. Let me pull up the chat box real quick. US inflation rises to 3.3%. Yeah. What other confluences will you be waiting on for entry other than price topping these areas? When you say other confluence, you mean like what other like points of interest would I be waiting on for price other than like these two areas? Is that what you're asking? Or are you looking for like if and as to when we trade into these areas, like what else would you need to see to then like price action kind of thing. Let me know. Let me know what specifically you're referring to there. What time frame am I on? This is the 5 minute. You can see the time frame right here, and I'll obviously jump back and forth between time frames. So this main outlook was from the 5 minute time frame. But yeah, this setup's still pretty clean in my opinion. We had sweep of London's low, or sorry, not London's low, Asian session low, and yesterday New York session low with this sell to buy motion. Technically we already kind of mitigated this, which is why like the first point of interest is here. This we have yet to mitigate. So yeah. But it does look like we're gonna take this high. What are we seeing on silver? I'm just curious for correlation. So silver, kind of similar points of interest here. And then we haven't made it to this high yet, but this was the high from, this is what, 1:30 a.m.? Yeah, we're far beyond those highs. We're getting a little bit of divergence here on gold and silver, but pretty similar price action overall. So we did get a sweep of this high entirely. Pretty impulsive move. Pretty impulsive move on gold. But what was this? From start of this hourly candle, or sorry, start of this 5 minute candle, I should say. Just about a 180 pip move. Solid motion. Solid motion. Let me see. I'm just gonna scroll up through the chat here. Need to find the penguin today. For sure. Ask ChatGPT for help. Yeah, definitely. Definitely will be consulting chat. I already have like a few ideas of how I want to navigate the indicator situation. So how long till it's back? Is it the updated version that got taken down? Yeah, all the versions have been taken down so far, which is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, the version 3 got taken down the quickest, the soonest, because I think it got more traction quicker than the other previous versions. So, and then the timeline for getting it back up, I can't really give a timeline, man. It's hard to give a timeline. I don't want to under promise and or sorry, over promise and under deliver. So I'm just not going to give a timeline at this time. I'm going to sell the house and put money on your signal. You wouldn't be the only person, man. You'd be surprised. Some people are crazy, honestly. What about NQ? We could take a look at indices. I'm down. I'm down. We could take a look at indices. So, wow. So we had, what was this, false spike higher, or we were just, yeah, interesting price action for sure on NQ. I don't actually really trade futures, so this is delayed for us. So this is 825. But NAS 100, we're looking like this was just pretty quick and aggressive sell off. Yeah, I don't really trade the indices that much, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we attacked these lows today. Like this was like sell to buy motion potentially. That's probably what I would be anticipating for indices. To be honest, probably similar for Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin's just chilling, not really doing much. We've been consolidating in daily time frame fair value gaps on Bitcoin. Bitcoin loves to consolidate in fair value gaps on the daily. There might actually be hope for Bitcoin after all to get a rally to like 90K before we trade back to 40. Low key. I was counting Bitcoin out, to be honest, based on this boring price action we've had since February, but we low key might break higher and then sell off going into like the summer months. Potentially. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Let's take a look at this. So we had 1 minute inversion here. So indicator is going to be given sells. If we throw on bearish setups. I'm not really interested in taking shorts, but you could potentially consider some sort of inversion to expect or anticipate the sweep of like these lows now that we've taken highs. Um, it's possible we could see this respect the 830 fair value gap though and trade higher. So that's why I'm not really interested in shorts. But if you're looking for a reason to take a trade today, because some people, they jump on these sessions, they're like, I'm looking for a reason to trade, Donnie. Give me a reason to trade, you know? Well, hey, if you still got the indicator, I would say just look at the indicator for potential parameters that are going to be given to you. If you don't have the indicator, you can't get it right now because it's down at the moment. But this is a 1 minute inversion, valid 1 minute inversion. We just swept liquidity from, I guess it would be the high of Asian session as well. Yep. So highs of Asian session just got swept. We swept not quite this high from the afternoon of New York session, but we did sweep the high of Asian session now as well. So usually what the market likes to do is we'll trade and we'll move from one side of the market's liquidity to the other side. So we swept the lows during London session. We're now starting to sweep the highs of of yesterday's Asian session. So I wouldn't be surprised if we sell off and attack this low and potentially, this low as well. So if you wanted to, take a setup today, you could maybe consider taking the shorts of, of this 1 minute inversion. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. Not financial advice, right? I'm not overly interested in the shorts, you know, but this is a valid setup. It was a valid setup. We had sweep of this high. We had sweep of higher time from liquidity on the left as well. So these are the parameters you could potentially take entry from for shorts. You know, unfortunately, stream delay might not be super ideal for this particular setup, but just throwing it out there. And then realistically, if you were to throw on TP3 and 4, these would probably align with the actual lows. Yeah. So yeah, 1 to 3 pretty much at this low, which is the low prior to CPI. And then the main low that we're looking to target is at around TP4 for that particular short as well. So it might be, might be something to consider. I might even just for fun. Why not, man? Take a small position on that, low key. Because what are we getting on gold or silver? I mean, silver is we still haven't taken the highs yet though, right, on silver. So is this SMT? That's the real question. Are we getting SMT? Are we seeing divergence here, or is silver likely to continue higher and still sweep this high? If that's the case, then this will probably get invalidated pretty quickly on gold. This 1 minute inversion. So I might take a small position on this. I'm gonna wait though, personally. If you guys want to take a jab at it, do your thing. Do your thing. But again, my preference would be buys on gold today. But you just can't deny the, hey, 1 minute inversion after news. We swept higher time frame liquidity. It's kind of a valid opportunity. And then 3 minute, what do we have on the 3 minute? 3 minute, we're not going to see inversion. 5 minute, we're not going to see inversion for a while. So really, it's like the setup you would take for an inversion play would have to be off the 1 minute. It just is what it is. Okay. So question, Donnie, I saved it in my favorites and trading views, not even showing it anymore in my favorites even after I saved it. Yeah, it's because they hid the indicator, unfortunately. You have to like actually have it added on your chart to still have access to it, which fucking sucks, but it is what it is. Have any view on GU? Not really, to be honest. I mean, we can take a gander at GU just for fun, but I'm really not looking to trade currency pairs today. At some point, I'd like to see this pullback for potential buys as well. I don't think we're going to get that today. I think it's going to be more of like a next week thing. Euro's looking pretty good as well. These are all older ideas from 2025. This is my 2025 chart. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not really loving the price action on currencies. I do think, based on what we're seeing with news, what is my usual ideal scene with a news event? It's we run to sweep one area of liquidity and then we flip to go and attack the other side of liquidity. So what have we done on GU and EU this morning with CPI? We swept highs. Both have swept highs. We're also getting inversions on the 1 minute. Here's that initial release at 8:30. I think it's very, very easy for us to go and take these lows. This one's a little bit further on GU, right? So that's just food for thought, something to consider. But I wouldn't personally be looking to take any sort of positions on currency pairs. So there's gold. Gold did achieve 1-to-1 R after this inversion. I still haven't touched this thing. I'm not going to touch it personally, but if you guys ended up taking shorts, nice. There's TP1. You could consider reducing risk to this, trailing from here to here. I think is probably what would make the most sense. Could get hit out, but I feel like if we were to get this hit out, we're probably just going to flip and go higher. So, but yeah, this is looking good. I'd like to see between now and like 9:15 a run on this low, and then ideally shortly afterwards a run on this low so that we can get our buying opportunity. And if we get that, if we do get a run on this low, it's pretty much guaranteed TP4, for the shorts. So that's a 1-to-4 risk reward. Each of these is at different risk reward ratio levels. So did anybody take the shorts? I know it's kind of like it was more of like a last minute throwing it out there kind of opportunity. But if anybody did take the shorts, first target got hit. Let me see. I'm only on after jumping on, or just jumping on a little bit late. What happened to the indicator? Trading View took it down. Trading View took it down again. So it's currently, the script is hidden. So yeah. Made 90 pounds. Let's go. 90 euros. Awesome. Amazing. We love to see it. Still in buy. Nice. Nice. So you took a buy before CPI or like a different setup, Worksy, from before the stream? But yeah, as I mentioned, I would definitely look to reduce risk here, right? To this high. No reason to have full risk on this. That's just me, right? Ideally, if we're going to continue lower, we reject off this fair value gap. If we don't and we get inversion, like I think it's quite likely we could flip. We've stopped some 1 minute time frame liquidity. Oh man. Chat, I'm actually excited to react to some videos today with you guys from like back when I first started to go on my content creator journey back in 2018, 2019. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'd be cool to have like some chat reactions as well. I gotta see, is there a way? Hold on. There's gotta be a way to let me look this up. How to get chat overlay on OBS. I think a chat overlay is URL. Okay. Stream elements. I'm just gonna keep this up on screen for you guys. I'm gonna do some research here because I want to get ready for when we record the content. The content. You know what I'm saying? The content. Uh Actually, hold on. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Okay, I'm just setting alerts so I can come back to the chart when it makes sense to. And then you guys obviously are gonna have this chart still pulled up. Ye before, nice. Nice worksy, good stuff. Yeah, you caught a nice little reaction off CPI then. We love to see it. Um, is there a way to? Oh wait, I think I am still. Okay. I'm just thinking out loud, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about me. You know, I always talk to myself, man, and I ain't got no shame about it. No shame about it. Do you guys talk to yourself, or am I just weird? You guys talk to yourself, right? I think that's TP2 hit, isn't it? Yep, there's TP2. Fire. Yeah, pretty likely we're gonna make a move towards these lows. Pretty likely. Man, I should have taken the fucking shorts, bro. It's all good. It's all good. No FOMO. I'm not gonna rush into the trade now. You know what I mean? But what was the harm in that? I mean, it was textbook. We swept highs. We were getting SMT on silver. Like that's just a trade that makes sense. That I just am sidelined for because I want to wait for buys. It is what it is. um, it is what it is. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Definitely go break even if you're in the shorts. Break even setup 1 to 2 R. Cheeky little trade. Cheeky little trade. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna set an alert on TB3 and we'll move this alert to BE. Yo, chat, a couple announcements as well for you guys. So I'll share these with you guys. So couple of dates to keep in mind. On April 30th, there's a trade show event that's being streamed that you guys are welcome to attend if you'd like. It'll be hosted by Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple is one of the biggest platforms when it comes to the world of trading and investing. It's not forex trading. It's not CFD trading like we're a lot of us familiar with, or futures. It's more stock options, crypto, stocks just in general. But really solid platform as well. And they're hosting a virtual event called the Trade Show on April 30th. I'll be coming out with a reel on my Instagram promoting that event because I'll be attending that event in person actually. But I'm pretty sure the only way that you guys are going to be able to attend is actually to register to be there virtually. But I would encourage you guys to be there virtually. It's going to be a good event. It's going to be a solid event and good opportunity to just expand the horizons. You know, for me, part of the reason why I'm going is just because of the fact that almost all my experience in the world of trading and investing has been, well, a little bit of crypto for sure, but practically like I've never touched stocks. So for me, a next logical step is expanding into stocks and stock options just to be more experienced. Like, why not? You know? So yeah, well, Simple hit me up. They personally invited me to come out there. And so I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. That'll be on April 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for more info on that later on. May 2nd, this is an in-person only opportunity I'm about to share for May 2nd. I'll be flying to Calgary, Alberta for an event. There's an event that we're hosting in person. It'll be in Calgary, Alberta on May 2nd. We do have tickets for sale right now for that particular event. And I'll see if I can grab the link for you guys and I'll drop it in the chat. But I highly encourage, highly encourage everybody that is from Calgary or is not far from Calgary to actually go to this event. It's very inexpensive. The only reason that we even have a price associated with this particular event is because of the fact this, like, we just posted this, by the way, so you guys are getting first access to this. There's 100 tickets, so it's probably going to sell out when it does, so we won't be selling any more tickets. But the only reason we even have a cost associated is because the host is obviously wanting to pay for the venue, right? That's literally all it is. So we're kind of just coming together to, I'm going to be buying some tickets. Business partners of ours are going to be buying some tickets as well. But yeah, I would encourage you guys, if you're in Calgary, to reserve and get your ticket now before we do start to sell out. I think the tickets are $20 after tax and fees and whatever Eventbrite takes for arranging the event. But it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing about a 3-hour event, and then we're going to be doing a dinner after, and we'll be having a little party after as well. So for those of you guys that are from Alberta or in the area where you could make the drive 3-4 hours to get there, I highly encourage it. It's something that'll be well worth your while. Last time I went to Calgary, funny story. Last time I went to Calgary, I had a student of mine, somebody that I work with, more personally. He just so happens to have the same name as me, literally. He drove 5.5 hours to get to that event in Calgary. And I'll never forget the conversation we ended up having because he stayed the night. Obviously, he drove pretty deep to get there. And he was like, Donnie, honestly, I was super reluctant to make the decision to drive out there. And actually, wait a minute. There was 2 people that made a long ass venture. One of them has the same name as me. Another one's Walker. Big shout out to Walker. Walker was actually the one that made an even further drive out, if I remember correctly. I'm thinking of a guy that made a 2-hour or 3-hour drive out and another guy that made like a 5-hour drive out. Either way, they both were raving about the event afterwards, left the event, and in a relatively short period of time, were seeing some pretty tangible results. Walker specifically, he actually ended up seeing a nice little increase in his income after being at that event. No income claims, no guaranteed income claims, of course. But I would encourage you guys to throw $20 at the event, spend the gas money to get there if you're near Calgary. So I haven't been to Calgary in a while. It'll be my first time there this year. And we honestly, we're not even guaranteed to go back to Calgary after that this year, to be honest. So I would highly encourage you guys to get out there. Cool. So yeah, the Eventbrite link's in the YouTube chat. If you feel called to, get your ticket, I would encourage you to. Even if you can't make the event and you're like, yo, I'm open to throwing $20 towards the event for these guys, go for it, man. Money's not going to me. I'm not I'm not being paid at all to go to the event, to be honest. So, I'm literally just going out there for you guys and it's going to be a good time. But if you want to buy a ticket and maybe not even go to the event, but just to help fund the event, we appreciate that as well, And again, it's not me funding it. So, help these guys out. These are, some small town Calgary kids that are putting the event together. And they're like, Donnie, come out for it. And I was like, all right, bet. Because I love Calgary. Calgary's a great time. So that's the second thing. What was the third thing? There was a third thing I was going to share. So April 30th, Simple event. You can register to attend online. We're waiting for the details on that. I'll be posting on my Instagram. May 2nd in Calgary. You have to buy a ticket to go to that event. It's $20. And then there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh yeah, we're doing a massive group trip to Jamaica in May as well. Um, in May, from the 17th to the 20th, we're doing like a massive trip to Jamaica, and you're all invited. It's not a free trip whatsoever. Um, but if you want the information on the trip, you can reach out to me. We're gonna have a whole bunch of people fly in. There's gonna be six, seven, eight, maybe even beyond figure earners that are gonna be there, networkers, people that you can be trading with, people that you can be just networking with in general. And we're gonna be there, 5-star all inclusive. In Montego Bay, one of the nicest places and spots in Jamaica. That'll be from May 17th to 20th. So I highly encourage you guys to come out. I'll be there. Some of my direct mentors, people that I learned from over the past 8 years, are going to be there as well. And so if you're looking to meet me, if you're looking to meet some other high level individuals and also just have an absolute blast, we'll be in Jamaica from May 17th to 20th. So highly encourage you guys to consider that as well. Jamaica is an amazing spot. I've never been there personally, so I'm really looking forward to it. And it's not just going to be like we're vacationing and that's it. Like there's going to actually be trainings from these business owners that are going to be there. Um, we're talking like not small fish, not small fish. So definitely something to consider as well. That was the third thing. I couldn't remember what the third thing was, but for Jamaica details, just shoot me a message on Instagram. You can just message me on Instagram about it. Just be like, hey, Donnie, I want you to give me the info on Jamaica, see if I can make the trip out. And if you can, great. If you can, it's all good. I would encourage you to because it's going to be a lot of fun. And beyond that, it's going to be a great networking opportunity. But you can just message me on Instagram for the details on the Jamaica trip. Just be like, hey, Donnie, tell me about the Jamaica trip, and we can connect some more after the live stream today. So those are the few announcements that came to mind that I wanted to share with you guys. Why are your candles black and white? Good question. Honestly, I don't know. I just was like, man, I don't want to be like everybody else, you know. I say that a lot of people use black and white candles actually, but yeah, I used to use all kinds of different colors to be honest. Like I used to use black and turquoise. Um, this used to be my chart layout back in like 20 this would have been 2019, maybe 2020 for a period. I used to use black and yellow was my most recent color before black and white. That was until the end of 2023. Uh, no, the end of 2024 actually. I used to use these guys. These are my go-tos for a long time. I felt like Wiz Khalifa. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah, no, I just think black and white is just super clean. There's no like emotion really attached to the candles that print. I think oftentimes when you have red candles and green candles, you have a more emotional relationship to the candles that are printing. Maybe that's crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if studies showed that you actually do have a more emotional involvement in your trades based on the colors of the candles that are printing, and you're more likely to like mismanage a setup because of the colors. That sounds fucking insane, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if there's a study out there that shows that. Um, Update on gold because I've been rambling for the past 10 minutes. This has been on screen the whole time, but we're seeing nice movement. Ideally, you know, we see this thing continue to sell off just so that we can get the buys. That's honestly why I want to continue to see this thing selling off. We might not get the full sell off though. We could see price just react from here higher. Would not be surprised if that's the case. If that happens, it'll probably be I'm done for the day kind of thing. Really, the only way I take a trade on gold today is if we get down into here between now and like 11 a.m. Otherwise, I'm just not going to be taking any other setups today. But this was definitely a good opportunity for shorts. I could have definitely taken this with you guys. I know some of you guys took this, which is great. We hit TP2, and now we're starting to pull back towards entry. So I would be mindful of this. I would not look to re-enter this if we go back to entry price, by the way. Not looking to enter this. This is like a done position if we trade back to entry, which we might see in like literally the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But yeah, we'll see what's good. with that. I'm going to continue to try and figure out this side quest here that I'm on. I kind of went on a little bit of a side tangent there, but I want to try and figure out how to get chat overlaid on screen so that I can record it and you guys can react to these clips with me live. Because I want to do a YouTube video where I'm like reacting to old trading clips of mine. Okay, here's a video on how to do it. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, bro. I can't remember the last time I had an ad on YouTube. I'm using the Safari browser right now and I'm getting an ad. Huge hack, by the way. Get the Brave browser, man. This is the Brave browser, what I'm using. I've used this thing since its inception, since it came out. It's literally Google Chrome with ad block built into it. So you never get ads on YouTube. You never get ads on something like Twitch. Don't hold me on that one. You might. I'm pretty sure I don't, but you might. But YouTube for sure, ads are blocked. You don't get ads, which is amazing. So it's like getting YouTube Premium for free, pretty much. And if you go to like a new tab, it tells you all kinds of cool stats. Like I've saved 2.6 hours from blocked ads that pop up on all these different pages. You know, saved 5.01 gigabytes of bandwidth, 184,000 trackers blocked. I've only had this MacBook for like a year and 2 months, I want to say. So pretty dope. Not sponsored, not, you know, I wish I was sponsored by Brave, to be honest. I would fucking rock a Brave t-shirt, honestly. I would market this shit and it's free to use. Yes. Brave, sponsor me, please. But jokes aside, definitely great browser. Definitely great browser.
I wanted the word cup.
Dude, I can't even mute this ad, bro. What is this bullshit, man? All right. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Don't mind my language, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes when I'm on streams nowadays, I just don't have a filter. I feel like I can be more myself. I don't have to be like as professional. And I'm very professional too, don't get me wrong. But these streams are, I just like to have fun. I like to like just, you know. So don't take offense. Hopefully you guys don't take offense when I'm like cursing and stuff. Um but yeah. Um oh, okay. Oh, sick. Yo, this actually might be really easy to set up. Your streams chat. Oh, maybe later I'll start a tour. Okay. Wait, where's okay. I think I got it, chat. I think we're about to have this overlay. We're about to have this overlay. Dark Chaz to custom. Um, I think that's break even, right? Probably on gold. Yeah, break even. Cool, man. So yeah, shorts are break even. I would be I'd be out of this trade. I'll be out of this trade. So TB2 back to break even. Did respect this this initial news move. Did we get a sweep on silver, I wonder? Oh yeah, silver swept. So we had divergence in both directions. So silver swept the low from 830 and these lows as well on the sell-off, and then gold didn't. So we're getting divergence kind of both ways. But cool, man. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, I'd be out of those cells. Nice move though. I mean, from entry to TP, what was this? Like a 200 pip move? Oh wow. 120 pips. Not as cool, guys. Not as cool. Good, still 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. You know, so that's still a solid trade. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna save this, overlay name, stream, chat. Okay. And then we're gonna do browser, right? Stream chat. Okay. And then we're gonna, what do I do now? How do I do this? Show message permanently, okay, whatever. Oh, you can change the size of it, nice. How do I add it to my stream? Okay, here we go. Chat. Yeah, it's a website. Where do we get that URL from? Uh, where did you get that URL from? He didn't even show it in the video. Oh, okay. I found it. All right, type in chat. Somebody type in chat real quick. We're about to put this to the test. We're about to put this to the test. In short, could you explain how to analyze the trade from higher time frame to lower time frame? Yeah, we can do some top-down analysis training. I'm down. I'm down. Okay. I'm just trying to see if this is gonna work. Type in chat for me. Where is it at? I don't see it. It's not working. Wait. Hold on. We're going back to the YouTube video. Stream chat. Okay. I think I might need to reconnect my... Hold up. Let me see. Oh, dude. Okay. That's stupid of me. All right. Cancel, cancel. I'm learning. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Y'all type in chat again real quick. Type in chat for me. Stream, chat, YouTube. Copy link. Here we go. Bet. All right. Wait, why are the messages like hella like old though? You know what I mean? Like these are from like time ago. One second. 1920 by 1080. Chat, chat, chat. Okay, no, I think we're good now. I think it's good now. All right, so let's do this. So when we're gonna be reacting to these, oops. Um, Yeah, definitely a small delay. I'm just trying to see where it makes sense for me to put this chat overlay. Okay, I also don't like this box in the background, so we're gonna get rid of that. Custom. Position and sizing. Uh, Messages permanently save. All right, well, where did the... Let's test this again. Where the messages at? Um, Trading View Bandit, that's funny. Where's, dude, what the fudge? Where's the, hold on. Chat, we're gonna figure this out. I'm a noob over here. I'm a streamer noob. You know what I mean? We're working on figuring this out. Um, this is so strange. It's showing the text, but not showing it on OBS for some reason. Oh, okay, it's back. But again, these are like really old messages for some reason. Oh, here we go, it updated. But these are still older messages. Oh, it's updating again. Is it gonna update again? Mm, 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 mm. How do I do free transform on OBS? Trying to make this so that um oh, this is position. Okay, hold up. Let me do this. Bro, this is like a long ass message though. Like this shouldn't be. I kind of want this to be like smaller, you know? Let me see if I can change that from here. Okay, now the chat's outdated again. Strange how it doesn't just like show the most recent messages. Unless I'm using the wrong URL here. Oh, it's the right one. Find a cool song called Mind Over Market. That's kind of neat. We'll have to listen to it. Maybe we can react to that song too, live. Okay, how do I? Bro, I'm being so picky with this, but I want this to be like good, you know? Text. Oh, what did I just do? Uh, okay, text settings. Um, 12. Okay, text settings needs to be bigger. Okay, I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. This is good. Now we gotta do this again. Can we bold the text? Oh, nice. You can. Okay, that's nice. Make it a little bit bigger too. All right. This is almost like as I want it to be right now, ladies and gentlemen. Then we can get into some reaction stuff. Because I want to react to some old clips and then we'll react to that trading song as well. Okay, cool. Let me do this and this and that. And then we're gonna hide the indicator for a little bit and then one final test to see how this is. Do you recommend 3 monitors? No, definitely not. I only trade with one screen on my MacBook now. Am I attending the London Elite event in May 30th? Uh, I'm just seeing that chat. That's from a while ago. I'm not sure if that person's still on here, but maybe, man. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But we'll see. We shall see. All right, chat. I'm content with this. We're gonna react to some content in a little bit, and we'll come back to this. I actually think I will need to have Well, actually, I'm gonna have to see how we're gonna put this chat on screen. Okay, I'm just gonna hide this for now. All right, who's still with me, chat? That took a little bit longer than I was expecting to get that figured out, but we got it figured out now, so we're good. Who's still here? Who's still locked and loaded? We're probably, to be honest, we're probably done trading for the session. So the sells were the one opportunity that we were able to execute on. We'll probably be on here until like 10, maybe 10:30, 11 max, because I'm gonna do some reaction stuff with you guys. But if we end up getting this while we're still on here for the buys, great. You know, we'll look to execute together. But who's still here with me? Let me know in the chat box who's still here and ready to do some reacting to some of these videos. Honestly, these are like just funny clips from back in the day. And we're gonna react to a few different things. Yeah, I still have my buy limit set on these areas. For those of you that are wondering, I still have my buy limit set on these areas. So this is still valid for me. You know, we got 9:30 open in 6 minutes, so maybe that adds to you know, maybe that adds to the volatility and we end up seeing this. But yeah, guys. So a couple things. I know somebody asked about higher time frame to lower time frame analysis. Is that person still on here? I think it was let me scroll up and see. I think Orneal was the one that asked that. Orneal, are you still here? Let me know. We can come back to that after we do some reacting stuff. High time frame, low time frame trades. Perfect. Okay, yeah, Orneal, you're still here. Perfect. So we'll go over that. I want to do some reacting and then we'll go over that. So let's pull this up, man. So we're gonna be doing some reacting today, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing some reacting. This is going to be posted on the YouTube. We're on the live CPI trading session with the squad, and I have a lot of content that is just like unlisted. You know what I mean? Like unlisted, not not accessible on a lot of platforms actually. YouTube, Instagram, literally all over the place. And today we're gonna actually go through some of my posts that are archived on Instagram, and we're gonna do some reacting to some of these posts. There's videos, there's stories, there's all kinds of stuff. I hope I can do it from the browser. If not, I'll try and pull up and share my phone screen for you guys on session. But yeah, man, let's dive into it. So view archive, okay? I have a lot in the archive. I don't know if it's gonna let me see posts. It looks like it's only showing me stories. So we'll start with some stories. And let me pull this up too so that y'all can see the chat on the left. And I'm gonna have to change the color of this, I think. Uh, give me a second to do that because this chat's not gonna be visible. Dashboard. Okay. Streaming tools, overlays, edit. And let's change the background to be white, I guess, right? Is that what would make sense? Checker chat. Oh, this looks kind of good, right? Actually, no, this doesn't look good. Hold up. Bro, I'm such a perfectionist with this shit. Okay, white chat. Dude, this looks like, oh my gosh. Is there a way to change the color of the text? There's got to be, right? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait. Text stroke. No. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, white text. There we go. All right, that's better. And then we're going to make this be a little bit more subtle. A little bit more subtle. We just want this to kind of be like, I don't know, off the side a little bit or something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, cool. So who's ready, man? Who's ready for some reactions, man? We're gonna go like deep in the archive. Like we're talking, I might be on here scrolling for a while. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get all the way back here, to be honest. I might have to do it from my phone. Let me do that actually. I think that's gonna be a better viewing experience as well for you guys. So I can do this. Bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not, this is not orchestrated. This is not rehearsed. We are off the cuff right now. And it's about to be a lot of fun, honestly. Okay. Bluetooth is off. All right, well, let's turn on Bluetooth. And lock your phone to connect. Okay. Wait, can I not just screen mirror this? Screen mirror. Whoa, okay, this is cool. Is there a way to do it without it being full screen like that? I don't think there is. Bro, this is about to be so like interesting how we're gonna figure this out. Okay. What if I do this? Is there a way for me to add? It's actually kind of fun. I'm sure you guys are bored, but I'm like learning a whole bunch of new things here. So I'm having a good time, man. I'm having a good time. Okay, let's do okay. If it's gonna be full screen, I just need to be able to like I literally, bro. Yeah, I can't even, this is being recorded, yeah. I can't even like, okay. Bro, we're gonna have to literally do this in such a strange way, but we're gonna go for it here. Bro, I literally have to like do it. Okay, this is, yeah, all right, we're gonna make it work. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? You guys ready for this? So here is my phone. Okay, we're about to do some in real time reacting to some of my old archived Instagram posts. And some of these are from 2018, some of these are from 2019. It's gonna be a good time. So if you guys are ready, type I'm ready in the chat box, man, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't even know. I haven't like rehearsed this or done anything around this, so it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting, honestly. And we're gonna dive right into it, man. So this is my phone screen. I'm controlling it from my computer. I've never done this before. This shit is super cool. But we're gonna go into the archive. I gotta remember how to get into the archive. I think it's from here though, right? Settings and activity, archive. Okay. So check this out. We can do posts. We're gonna start with posts because I feel like the posts are like these are like good to start with. We gotta go deep into the archive here. You guys are gonna be seeing a version of Donnie you've never even met or seen before. But check this out, man. And I have stories behind all this shit, okay? So these are pictures from like way back in the day. Okay, these aren't even trading related, but look at the kid, 2017. This is 2017 Donnie playing some mini putt, just absolutely dialed. Okay, I gotta say, I remember this because at the very end, this photo for whatever reason doesn't load anymore. It was me like pretending to shoot the golf ball with like a pool cue, but it was with the golf club, obviously. So that was a funny time. But I remember going. This was back when I was working with the city of Kitchener. You can see I have like a lot of Kitchener drip. This is like some of my fellow staff members. We had like a freaking paint the leaders day at like camp. This was a lot of fun this year as well. But this is like some of the city of Kitchener drip. This is like right when I got my braces off. I used to have braces back in the day. And was pretty fired up about that. Who's ever seen me without facial hair? Probably nobody on this stream, to be honest. And maybe even seen this like reaction video. Very few people. The kid's got a freaking baby face, man. So I always hide it because it's kind of just not what I want. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is when I got accepted into the University of Waterloo before I dropped out to then pursue trading and entrepreneurship full time. I remember getting this email and I was like, huh, all the kids my age, they're always like celebrating getting accepted. Let me celebrate getting accepted. So I made this like cool little caption. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me so far. Can't wait to see what the future holds. 1:11 p.m., little synchronicity in there, and then I dropped out, in in 2019. So anyways, scrolling up here, you'll start to see the trading content flowing in. Okay. This was in February of 2019. This was the first time I ever actually started talking publicly about the charts. So keep in mind, I started trading and investing in 2018, April 2018. So for a full year, I was just figuring shit out, to be honest. I didn't really know what I was doing. But this is like some post. Let's read this caption together. 2019, March 1st. 2 months down, 10 to go. Don't sleep on the rest of 2019. Make this year one of your best ones yet. Further define yourself, your goals, what matters to you most in life. Don't let people tell you what you can or can't be because only you have that power. Ooh, damn. The freaking 19-year-old Donnie is spitting facts. Keep an open mind. Listen to other people's opinions, but don't let them turn you into someone you are not. Stay true to yourself and do what you love. Holy shit. Why is this fucking archived, bro? Can we unarchive this? How do we unarchive? Oh, show on profile. Dude, we got to bring this back. That was some fire. Why is that even archived? Honestly, some of these are rightfully so archived, like this one. You know what I mean? Look at me. I'm just staring into your soul right here. Kind of makes sense why this is archived, you know? But this is just insane. Okay, continue. Moving on. Peep the haircut, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, November 12th, 2018, repping the Bitcoin t-shirt when Bitcoin was less than $10,000. Actually, let me fact check that. November 12th, 2018. This was back when Bitcoin was priced. Oh my gosh, bro. This is fucking insane. This was before the crazy sell-off in 2018. Hold on. You guys got to look at this, bro. Look at this. November 12th, 2018. That was back here. Literally a few days before this catastrophic sell-off from 6.4K to like 3,200. I remember seeing my crypto portfolio drop 50% and I sold. Take that in. Imagine selling down in here, capitulating prior to this freaking insane rally to 14K, retracement, followed by this huge rally to 64K. True story. True freaking story. Not afraid to show it. It's part of the game, part of the process, but this was a post from just before that, which is kind of wild. Um, Donnie was the top signal is hilarious. Let's read the caption though. Okay, yo, peep the sewing machine in the bottom right corner though. You know what I mean? Old school sewing machine. This was at my mom's old house. Man, crazy times, bro. Look at the watch, man. Look at that drip. Sheesh. I don't even remember having that watch, to be honest. So the caption says this: the man in the mirror has had a lot to say recently. So many different things on my mind all of the time. Some days it's a good thing, most days it's a great thing. Hell yeah. Lots of amazing things to look forward to, people. Can't freaking wait. And I'm just like straight faced, AirPods in, AirPod first generation, you know. Oh, I remember this bracelet, bro. This bracelet was sick. It had like a really dope gold wolf on it. Good times, man. So this would have been first year university. I remember I would wear this Bitcoin t-shirt into like class on a regular basis. In fact, yeah, here's a picture of me in class. Well, not in class. It was like just in a classroom in university. And this was right after exam season. This was my last ever exam season. I didn't know it at the time, but yeah, I remember repping that t-shirt in class, and people would like always talk to me about how crypto was this thing that was not going to be here long term. And I mean, it hasn't been more than 8 years, so I guess it's not considered long term yet, but clearly we're past the tipping point with the world of crypto. So just kind of cool looking back on this. I low-key should unarchive this as well, both of these. What do you guys think? Should I unarchive these? I feel like these are important parts of like history. Not like, okay, not like world history, but like Donnie's history, you know? Like, why are these fucking archived? What went through my mind to archive this? These haven't been on my page. I haven't, like, trust me, I'm telling you, this was not a setup video. Like, it was a planned video, but I didn't, like, go through and archive certain posts that I wanted to come back to and show you guys. That would be stupid. These are just posts that I have archived for no reason. Should I unarchive this? What do you guys think? I'm actually genuinely curious. Chat said, dang, gotta grow your hair out like that again. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Honestly, I don't know. Uh, Sometimes I let the hair go crazy though, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna unarchive this, bro. I'm unarchiving this. This is same with the other one. Show on profile. I know this is crazy for me to show on profile just for the hair by itself, but we're doing it. I remember I had this season of like really putting out a lot of content, and I like every month I would do something different. So I did like March mindfulness, and I did these posts. Um, and this is just like there's like just nuggets in the caption. And then I did March Mindfulness week 2. Look at me at the gym, fucking jacked. Now I'm just like a lazy piece of shit and hardly ever work out. Uh, which is gonna change, by the way. I just don't have a gym membership at the moment because I'm planning on moving soon, and I just make excuses when I'm traveling. This is me at the University of Waterloo again. Tons of nuggets in the captions, I bet. This is also at the University of Waterloo. Look at me on the phone. Just dialed. Just freaking dialed, man. Then April Advocation. I remember I made this in some like app. I was like, whoa, I can make it look like the clouds are moving. That's sick. So I posted this April Advocation, and then April Advocation #1 was networking. So this is when I started to actually trade with a community. So I joined a community of traders in March of 2019. So this was about 11 months into my trading journey. And man, this is actually crazy, bro. So I'm here. These are all I can name all these guys. This is Kunal on the left-hand side. Josh is in the middle. I believe, oh my gosh, on the right-hand side, CeeLo. CeeLo is on the right-hand side. Um, And yeah, this is crazy. So this is when I just joined my first ever trading network marketing company, IML, back in the day, iMarkets Live, and then they rebranded IM Academy. And so you can even see the logo in the background on the TV screen there. It's like above Kunal's head. But April Vacation, I was talking about networking and like why networking is so important. This is crazy, bro. Look at the chicken legs and the skinny ass arms on this kid, man. This has got to be me when I'm like 14, 15 years old. No calves whatsoever. And then there's just this video and just me like just absolutely jacked. Yeah, this is staying in the archive for sure. This is staying in the archive for sure. There's just a rainbow. Oh, that's sick, actually. Full ass rainbow. It's Earth Day. Dude, I look pretty ripped in this post. 8 for vacation. Number 3, moving forward. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Yo, Joshua Marie, that was a bar. I've had this post planned for quite some time now, but timing-wise, this works out well because last night I felt kind of shitty. I find myself in a negative state of mind because it's been a rough couple of trading weeks. I'm trying to think back to what happened. Probably blew an account or some shit. As someone who's still learning to trade, it's frustrating trying to figure out exactly where I'm going wrong and when, but I'm grateful that I have mentors to help me through that. Even after getting off a call with one of my mentors last night, though, I still felt like shit. Feelings of doubt, voices in my head questioning whether or not this is something I'm meant to do for the rest of my life, parts of me feeling like giving up, etc. I've noticed that whenever I do feel or I do start feeling these types of things, it's usually right before bed. That's an interesting point to make. All right, these feelings aren't out of the ordinary, and it's all part of the learning process for me. So I usually tend to move past these feelings with ease, but sometimes I can't. Sometimes I'll be lost in negative thought for close to an hour with little to no success focusing on something positive. Meditation is something that has helped a ton with that, but sometimes even meditation is too hard with all the thoughts circling in my mind. If I were to go back in time and tell my 19-year-old self a piece of advice here, I would teach him the Callahan technique. The Callahan technique is a tapping method that helps you to break up thought patterns so that you can clear out any sort of energy that's focusing you in on whatever negative thoughts or whatever it is you're experiencing. And immediately after doing like 1 or 2 cycles of the Callahan technique, you feel way better. So that's what I would say. So if ever you guys are, maybe you're relating to this, some of you guys seen this. And by the way, like I still relate to this sometimes too with my trading. Like I'll have rough trading days, rough trading weeks as well. But yeah, thought field therapy, exactly. TFT, the Callahan technique is something I do on a regular basis whenever I feel any sort of anxiety, any sort of, you know, any type of way, really. I will always use the Callahan technique. And the Callahan technique is a very simple tapping sequence. I'm not going to like teach you guys in this particular video. Maybe I'll do a different video where I kind of show you guys what it's all about. Actually, fuck it. Like, do you guys want me to do it right now? We can do it if you want, or I can just drop a video in the chat. Um, that's fine as well. But if you guys want me to do a chat, maybe we can maybe pull it up and I can show you guys. But when all else fails, though, the one thing that gets me through it all is knowing that tomorrow is a new day. Instead of remaining caught up in negative thoughts, things from the past, etc., rest assured, knowing that tomorrow is a new day, a clean slate, a fresh start. I'm extremely thankful that I've never had a hard time with my emotions. Wait, extremely thankful that I've never had a hard time with my emotions and moving forward. But I know many other people have a hard time moving forward when shit goes wrong and thoughts like these are on their mind. So if there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's that everyone has down days and feels these types of things. You're never alone, and rather than getting caught up on these feelings or for too long, feel them in the moment, reflect on them afterwards, and ultimately move forward the next day as an even stronger person. Wow, this is actually this is like potentially worth like unarchiving just to show the reality of the process. Like this is me being openly transparent about how it was a rough it was honestly a rough like 3 years for me trading. And my first 3 years, this was obviously only like 1 year in. But recently, past couple weeks were rough. I'm clearly stating that. I'm clearly stating how I was considering quitting. I was clearly, stating how I was going through trials and tribulations. And now, 8 years later, it's almost been a full 8 years, almost full 7 years from this particular post. This is from April 25th. It's April 10th, 2026 now. Imagine I quit. Think about that. I'd still be working a 9 to 5. Maybe I would have went back to school, or maybe I would have stayed in school and not even dropped out, because this is before I even dropped out of school. And I never would have met Julia, who's my fiance, because I met her through trading network marketing in 2020. Like this is actually crazy, bro. Like when you look back at it in hindsight, one small decision completely changes the outcome of your life and where you're currently at. Like it's actually wild. It's actually wild. This is a pretty pretty profound post. This is definitely one that I might consider on archiving. This is my boy John. Shout out to John one time. Day one just turned 21, but he's legal everywhere, eh? Jeez. What the when did I get that mic stand? Oh. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is when I bought my camera. This mic was not, this is like not like the mics they have nowadays, the wireless ones. But the Gorilla Pod I still have. This mic stand, I think I got rid of it. Actually, I might still have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the remnants of the old mic, the pop filter. I used to have the so this is the Blue Snowball. I only use this when I'm streaming on my desktop PC. But I used to have a Blue Yeti, and the Yeti is what I connected to my mic stand. And then I had this pop filter that like would go over top of it. Actually, I think I might even have the stand still in here in my closet. But yeah, I remember investing a lot into the setup back in the day. Back in the day, man. Crazy. Look at all these old pictures. Look at me. Look at the hockey boy, man. I just got brought out of hockey retirement this year, by the way. Um, so a big shout out to Tommy for getting me back in the hockey gear. Okay, so we're starting to open up more to charts. Hey, oh yeah, here's the mic. The mic. That's the Blue Yeti. There's the pop filter. You can see it on there. This was, what day was this? May 3rd, 2019. I got my MT5 terminal pulled up and my trading view pulled up. And I had a white Blue Snowball at one point. I guess that one broke. I don't know. I guess I got up. Oh no, I think I sold that. And then I was like, wait, I actually kind of want it again. And then I bought the black one because it goes better with my setup. It's all like black desktop and everything. Let's read the caption of this one. So May 3rd, 2019, Donnie Post. Jeez. You're only guaranteed one life. I probably wouldn't say that anymore because I'm a big believer of reincarnation and us, having like, more than one life. But obviously, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. And if you believe in something different, that's totally fine. You should treat it like you only have one life, 100%. So you're only guaranteed one life. Actually, this is not entirely wrong. Maybe you choose not to reincarnate, or I don't know. And therefore, one chance to chase your dreams. So why settle for anything less than what you want? You have to be selfish in that sense. If you don't enjoy your job, but it pays the bills, that's not good enough. Facts. You're worth more than that. We spend 50% of our lives working. So actually, not everybody, but most people spend more than 50% of our lives working. So why settle for something we don't love? We can make a career out of just about anything at this point. There are so many career options out there, and you just have to know where to look. If you can't find something that fits you, create a career you know you'd love. Chase your dreams, don't just dream them. Make an impact, keep grinding, and live life to the fullest while you can. Yo, this is fucking bars, bro. Why is this archived? Dude, why did I archive these posts, bro? It's actually fire. Here's me and my boy Kunal, man. Shout out to Kunal, bro. He was actually, man, if he ends up seeing this somehow, bro, he actually played a pretty key role in my journey in the beginning, just to like have somebody to talk to and relate to. You know what I mean? So big shout out to him. This is like a whole ass caption. Yo, take in Brock. I know you're on here. This is before I even found Your Wish Is Your Command, bro. Isn't that crazy? Look at me like featuring Walt Disney, you know, quoting like all these different like KT principles. It's just wild to think about. This is a chart post, bull case and bear case on Bitcoin. And this is actually fucking on point, bro. This is some Elliott Wave shit. The bear case did not end up happening. I'm leaning towards the bear case here. Yeah, that didn't end up happening. But the bull case we had happened pretty much on point. Like we did end up expanding to around, I guess it was 14K. I think this post is around 10K where I'm highlighting. But then we do in fact retrace down to fill this fair value gap on the weekly. So yo, Donnie was onto something a little bit here back in 2019. I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin. I'm not a financial advisor. But what I am saying is now is the time to start paying attention. May 9th, 2019, Bitcoin's less than $5,000 a coin. Actually, I think it was like just about $5,000 a coin. Imagine listening to that random Donnie kid back in 2019. Crazy. This is one of my first mentors, Zach Hogan, trading coach. Highly recommend giving him a follow, by the way. Good friend of mine. And one of the reasons that I learned smart money concepts, I met him in person for the very first time, May 6th, 2019. Or a little bit before that, because it was from Saturday whenever I posted this. And he is probably one of the most reputable, consistently profitable, high-level traders that I know personally. He's a good friend of mine. Highly endorse, highly recommend. I mean, I've known him since 2019. Like, I had the privilege to become more of good friends with him more recently, like over the past 3 years. But when I first started, obviously looked up to him a ton. I still look up to him. He's someone I aspire to be like in the trading space every single day. So highly recommend giving him a follow. It's literally Trading Coach on Instagram. He's phenomenal. Big shout out to Zach one time. And I think I archived this. Funny story. I archived this because one of the people that I was working with back in like, I don't know, around 2019 or 2020, for whatever reason, they thought that like this hand was like me symbolizing like the occult or like the Illuminati, because we went down the rabbit hole in 2020 a lot. And then they were like, wait a minute, but you have a post doing this. And then I was like, what the fuck? So I just archived the post. But we're gonna unarchive this as well. I guess the hand gesture just means me going rock on, just means I'm a part of the Illuminati or something. Anyways, dude, this Nike jacket is drip, bro. Look at this jacket. There's Josh. Yo, big shout out to Josh one time. Big shout out to Josh one time. This is my boy Andrew Mitchell's computer. Trust you're doing well, Andrew. I haven't chopped it up with you in a minute, but we traded together a lot in 2019. And dude, I'm looking fucking fresh in this, dude. Look at this picture of me, man. I'm looking good. Why did I archive this? It's almost time to bring Wall Street to Main Street. Who's ready? Jeez. This is before I started to do like live sessions, like well before. I low key, I'm gonna unarchive this as well. This is kind of fire. Okay. Shout out to my mom one time. Shout out to my sister, Corinne. Love you guys. I remember this. This is the first time I ever left Canada. Take this in, what I'm about to share with you guys. First time I ever left Canada was a cruise. And let's just say for the first 19 years of my life, all right, I left Canada once. First 18 years of my life, left Canada once. If it weren't for trading and making the decision to stick with trading, I wouldn't have lived out of a suitcase practically the past 3 years, traveling more times than I can count to more places than I can count, and literally be living the dream that I had for myself when I first started trading in 2019. So I share that not to like impress you guys, but just to say that this is what's possible when you make a decision and you commit to it and you persist. There were posts earlier in this same year where I was challenged. There's been times like this week when the indicator gets taken down again where we're challenged. And it's like, are you willing to do the right things long enough consistently to make success become inevitable? You know? So it's just kind of crazy too. But yeah, I remember being on the Allure of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. And I was like, this was like such a cool experience for me. First ever cruise. I remember trading on the cruise. This was a live session with Zach Hogan, actually, and a couple other educators. Look at me kicked up with my Adidas slides, man. Look at me, man. This week's office. Subtle motherfucking flex. Only 66 people liked that post because they were hating. They were hating on the kid. Hating on the kid, man. Look at all these other posts. This one you can't even see the likes unless you go into view insights. 213 likes. Yeah, I mean, this post 145 likes. This post 162 likes, just showing the cruise. But then when I'm showing the charts on the cruise and flexing this week's office, the people didn't rate it as much. Oh man, this is also on my university campus before I dropped out. Me looking at the MT5, MT4, MetaTrader 4 actually. Scream, live, learn, reflect. We all go through tough times. That's life. But in my opinion, nothing ever happens to you. Things happen for you. Bro, this is before your wish is your command. This is crazy. I didn't even go through your wish is your command yet. But I had read the book Think and Grow Rich, and you can tell, because it says every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. That's Napoleon Hill, right out of Think and Grow Rich. Absolutely fire. How do I turn my phone on? Oh, wait, it's on. I think it's because I'm just on the Instagram app that I'm still getting notifications. But yeah, man, let's continue moving forward here. So this is, yeah, all cruise. This is just like a random post. This is, I think maybe I posted that on the cruise or something. This was, oh yeah, this was really cool. So we went on an excursion in St. Kitts and Nevis while I was on that same cruise, and we climbed a volcano, a dormant volcano, of course. But that was, dude, I remember, bro, this hike was intense, bro. Like we were hiking for probably 5-6 hours, and it was just straight. It only said 3-hour trek. Oh yeah, 3-hour trek up and then 2 hours down or whatever, an hour and a half down. Yeah, that makes sense. But dude, insane. That was a lot of fun. Good times. This is also from the cruise ship. Ooh, this looks like a dude. Some of these captions I might just have to take from the archive and repost them. The foolish reject what they see, not what they think, and the wise reject what they think, not what they see. Observe things as they are and don't pay attention to other people. Shout out to Huangbo Xinyun. Ziyun. Do my best with the pronunciation. This is the Elliott Wave book. This is before. Oh no, this is actually on the way back home. This is me like still looking at Bitcoin because I was only trading crypto really at this time, a little bit of Forex. Homeward bound, Dallas, Texas. I'm coming for you next. This was the Dallas, Texas 2019 convention with iMarkets Live. That would happen in September. That was my next time traveling outside of Canada. This was the setup. Somebody asked if you should have 3 monitors. I did have 3 monitors at this time. I had my laptop and then the 2 actual monitors. Definitely not necessary though, but I did have 3 setups. Oh yeah, here's the you can see the Blue Yeti on the mic stand. There's the Gorilla Pod, you know. You can see the PS4 controller, which that PS4 I sold. I have the same mouse. I have the same keyboard, which I need to get new ones at some point, but we still got some of the OG stuff from back in the day, man. Jeez. Fire. This is also, oh, there's Andrew. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Josh. This is in University Classroom before we did an opportunity event with IML. This is in, was this at the Barrel Yards? I think this is at the Barrel Yards in Waterloo. Time is our most valuable asset, and you are your own best investment. Financial ROIs are great. Money makes the world go round, but none of that matters if you aren't putting time, effort, and money into bettering yourself as a person. Personal growth ROIs are far more important and beneficial than dollar sign ROIs. Your happiness and overall well-being should always come first, period. Anything else after that is great, don't get me wrong, but treat the dollar sign ROIs as an added bonus to your overall personal growth. Spitting game. I think this was on a meditation app. Headspace. Yeah, Headspace, the meditation app. That's where I started to meditate in 2018. 100-day streak. Read, swipe, read. Okay. MT5 screen. Got the cool ass setup in the background. Read this caption in its entirety. It'll be worth it. Okay. Hold on, guys. We're getting baited. We're getting hooked. Take all of this as you will. These screenshots, numbers, everything are all meant to provide you guys with some perspective. Before we get into the good stuff, though, let's get this out of the way. No professional / financial advice. Now for the real nuggets. Within this post, I'm presenting you with my main trading accounts. May 30th, 2019. These are all screenshots from the 2 accounts I created in May, partially for fun, but also to put on display the power of trading. As shown in these screenshots, 10% per month is super doable as a trader. Take us in though. A $100 trading account compounded at 10% ROI per month will make you a multimillionaire in less than 10 years. Think about that. So, which is facts, by the way. It's just a lot harder to put that into practice with the baggage that comes with trading. It's challenging, right? But on paper, it's actually simple. It's just not easy. It's simple. It's not easy. So this is a stage I'm currently at as a trader. At 10% ROI per month on my main trading account is below average, but with these 2 accounts, these 2 accounts were meant to provide you guys with some realistic perspective and results you could achieve yourself after 1 month of trading as a beginner. I don't know about that. With guidance and teaching from a good mentor, I must add. Okay, valid. You made up for yourself there, Donnie. I still think 10% in your first month is a little bit, it's very doable. People can do it all the time. People are doing it, especially inside a Prime Burst community, but I don't know if I would guarantee it in a month. One thing I've come to realize over my trading career, it's been a year at the time of me posting this, is that consistency is the key to success. Facts. It's not about how much I make and how fast I can make it. It's about how consistent I am over time and how long I can keep the ROIs I'm seeing. Bro, this is still before your wish is your command, Brock. Are you taking this in, dude? This is crazy. $10 isn't a lot of money, but $10 is 10% ROI on a $100 account. $100 also isn't a whole lot of money, but $100 is still 10% ROI on a $1,000 account. See what I'm getting at? It's all about perspective. If you as a trader can consistently make 10% of your trading account, and each month your account is being compounded, you're going to completely change your life financially in the long term. It's actually crazy for me to think about at this stage of my trading career. I recently celebrated my 1 year anniversary. Nerd face. Fuck yeah, dude. About to celebrate my 8-year anniversary, baby. Just to be clear though, and as contradictory as this may sound, it's not actually the money I'm chasing as someone that trades. It's the freedom that this skill will provide me in the long run in the grand scheme of things. Fucking facts, Donnie. You're right. You're right, man. I hope this serves you all with some good food for thought. All right, let's see what you got, man. $100 account created on May 6th. $1,000 account made on May 6th. Intention. Oh, this is a demo account. Oh yeah, because you can only make an account with a 3K minimum balance on MetaTrader 4. So you have to like take an intentional 2K loss for a 1K demo. These two accounts were created so I can take perspective into account. So we had 10% growth, 70% profitability. Only on 54 pips, made $10. Average win 250 per trade. You can't even really see the other one. And then this is 1100. Yeah, I took the same trades on the $1,000 account basically. Doesn't even show the trades I took. All right, kind of a mid post to be honest. Good perspective, good caption. You're probably gonna stay in the archive though, buddy. Sorry, man. Just not up to par. You know, not up to par. This is me. Yo, this is me when I started to like consider the network marketing and like business building side of the opportunity more than just trading. And my mentor Juan at the time, big shout out to Juan Finegra one time. A dead phone is a dead business, right? And that's facts. If you have a dead phone, your business is dead. Wow, look at the calves on this guy, bro. Are my calves still like that? Hold on. Do we still have the calves, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. We might still have the calves. We do still have the calves. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta unarchive this, man. We're looking good, bro. That's a good ass picture. Everything gets easier when you stop expecting it to be easy. Wow. Bars. Fucking bars, bro. Talk about drip. You already know, man. We're dripping out here. We're dripping out here. Big shout out to the Pops, man. If y'all ever come and tap in on the Twitch live streams that I do, a lot of people don't even know this. I do live stream video games sometimes. I've been just getting back into it a little bit more recently. I'll be streaming later today actually on Twitch. Shout out to Davin, shout out to Jordan, shout out to my dogs. They're with me on Twitch on a regular basis. But you guys might meet my dad on stream. He comes on stream sometimes. So, because right now when I'm in where I grew up, I'm in the town I grew up in right now. I stay with him. And so I'm here with him right now. And this is where my like gaming setup is. And I travel with my MacBook, which is what I'm streaming on right now. So that's why you guys are always used to, see me looking super good with this light on here because it's on my laptop. The setup that I have for my stream is not as great right now, but I'm going to make it a lot better. And when I actually move to Montreal with Wi-Fi, it's going to be great. And we're going to have a nice streaming setup there. But yeah, man, big shout out to the Pops, man. Look at him, man. He's looking good. You guys see where I get that goatee, genetics? Strong goatee genetics. June 17th, 2019. This is still all just 2019, man. It's actually crazy. Keep moving forward. The only time you should look back is to see how far you've come. Amen. Dwelling on the past is one of the biggest things I've overcome this year. I used to flip through old chapters in my life and get frustrated over the number of number of opportunities I missed. Stupid shit I said and some things I did. If I could turn back time and rewrite a few chapters, I would, but I can't. What I can do though is ensure that the remaining chapters are written to my satisfaction. The rest of my story is in my hands. I have the power to shape its remaining chapters, and understanding this has provided me with a totally different perspective on life. You are in control. Remember that. Oh, what? Dude, there was no chat GBT back in the day. there was, like, maybe some inspiration that I would take from, like, quotes or written sections of books, but dude, I had a really strong caption game back in the day. This is my first ever tattoo, my only tattoo right now. Maybe that'll change in the future. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that, but says focus. Here it is on screen. I gotta go get it filled in, low key. But this O, fun fact, is the Greek letter phi. Phi signifies the golden ratio, something found in many aspects of our lives and symbolizes balance/equilibrium. It also is represented in the Fibonacci sequence, which is where this came from, because I started using Fibonacci in trading a lot. So yeah, and it's like on my wrist for a reason, because it's like if I'm like doom scrolling, it's like in the corner of my eyes, like focus on what you want, like get back dialed in. You know what I mean? Anyways, cool tattoo. Dude, I had like a few days where we just got pictures like by this water. This is the Grand River in Kitchener, Ontario, man. Grand River. And dude, my caption game was really strong in 2018, 2019. Yo, this is what I would look like if I wore glasses, ladies and gentlemen. Don't I look good? I think I could pull off the nerd look even better with glasses. For sure. For sure. But my eyes are 2020. Fun fact, this is my boy's glasses. But I was like, dude, these look kind of hard. What's your feedback on Fibonacci, actually? I love Fibonacci, bro. I use Fibonacci on a regular basis. There's a really, really good training. Let me pull this up. I'll side tangent this because this is worth it. There's a really good training that I have on my YouTube on how I use Fibonacci, exactly how I use Fibonacci. So let me pull it up and I'll drop it in the chat for you guys. Phase 3. I think it's public on my YouTube, right? It should be. How do I see this? Yeah, this is public, right? Yeah. So this is it right here. Best ways to use the Fibonacci tool in depth. This is like an old recording from 2020 probably, and really good. Goes into fib settings in a lot of detail. It's really, really good. Very unique ways to use Fibonacci tool, the Fibonacci tool. So you can check this out. I'll drop it in the chat. And for those of y'all that are on the recording of this stream, you can just search the name of it. Let's bring back up the iPhone mirroring. Drop this in the chat box. All right, cool. Yeah, that's some free nuggets of gold for you guys right there. Cool. All right, let's continue. Who's enjoying this trip down memory lane? Is this enjoyable for you guys? Hopefully this is enjoyable for you guys, man. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun. I think the YouTube channel is gonna like it too when we cut up some of these clips. But I'm having a good time. Hopefully you guys are having a good time too. There's my boy Andrew with the camera. There's my boy John. This is, I don't know where this is, to be honest. All right, let's keep moving forward. This was a vibe, just like what the caption says. This was like some bro, I think this was like a butterfly conservatory or something. And for whatever reason, I just had my backpack, which I carried with me literally everywhere, this blue one. And we were just like at the butterfly conservatory. I was like, dude, get a picture of me looking at the charts. This is dope. You know, I'm showing this on the profile, man. I think this is kind of cool. Look at the frog, man. The frog's looking like super zen. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this too. Let's go. This is a picture at Niagara Falls. This is in Niagara Falls. I remember taking this picture. on my old ass iPhone, which has a button. Oh my gosh, can you guys believe it? An iPhone with a fingerprint button. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 5 years, 6 years, and it's like we forget we even had those, you know? Crazy. The people chasing fast success will come and go. Those who desire to transform their lifestyle, on the other hand, stay strong and stick with it no matter what. So any trades on that screenshot? Does that look like a stop loss? My voice was ridiculously deep in the fit video. Yeah, I think my 2019, 2020 videos, my balls were still dropping, I'm not gonna lie. Uh Yo, this is a sick pose. Why is this not on my profile? When, like, what was the day that I decided to archive all of these? Like, these are gold. All right, this one's kind of dumb. Mid caption, not worth posting that one. What's this one? All right. This is all right. You do goal setting with a pencil, but you do goal getting with your legs. Jeez. The action's got to follow for sure. Embrace your imperfections, and better yet, learn to love your imperfections. This is the same shoot at Niagara Falls. I'll tell you guys a backstory about this. So for a lot of my life, for no reason really, maybe if I like really did some deep reflection, I would find out where it stemmed from. But for a really long time, this mole that I have on my left cheek was like super bothersome to me. And the reason I posted this is because I was like, fuck, I never like posting that side of my face. And I was like, this caption, nobody would know that me posting this was me embracing an imperfection, or it's just like a beauty mark. I mean, here it is. It's my buddy. But for a lot of my life growing up, it was just something that I didn't love. I was like, dude, this stupid mole is on my face, man. Get this shit out of here. But yeah, fun fact behind this post. I don't know if this is worth unarchiving. Fuck it. We'll unarchive it. Jeez. Look at the glasses, man. Those were oh man, what was his name? From Hamilton. I can't remember his name, bro. All right, this was also from the cruise. Grinding to claim the throne. Not for myself, though. I don't want the crown. I want to be able to put other people on. That's the real play. Jeez. Yeah, I remember like recording a lot of that trip. I don't even know what happened to that footage. Being the king is, or being king is one thing, being the king maker is another thing. Everything I'm doing is for the betterment of all, myself, my family, my friends, strangers, literally anyone and everyone. As far back as I can remember, I've always dreamt of positively impacting and influencing hundreds of thousands, even millions of people worldwide, or lives worldwide. My idols are my idols because they represent exactly who and what I aspire to be. Within myself, I see the same qualities and characteristics that they hold. Dude, this is insane. I'm getting like chills reading some of these. The things that I preach, both on and off social media, the things that I'm grinding at, the people I'm surrounding myself with, it's all happening for a reason. There's an underlying purpose behind it all. I've never been one to flex unless it's happiness, and I'm no longer one to complain. Yeah, I used to complain a lot. I still complain sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I'm on a losing streak in Rocket League, fucking bullshit. Like yesterday, on stream, that was something. We're running it back later today, though. We're gonna make it good today. Flexing and complaining will get you nowhere. Just keep moving forward. Don't dwell. Don't regret. Just reflect. Bro, this 2019-year-old Donnie has bars. Reflect on what you've done well, where you are able to improve, and how you can make a positive change moving forward. Strive to make an impact on the lives of others. Success, happiness, and fulfillment will follow by default. It has to. This is true. This is true. This is a good post. Yeah, I'm gonna unarchive this one, to be honest. This I'm definitely not unarchiving. I know this video. I know exactly what this video is, and it was to promote my first ever brand that I created called Trader's Paradise. I still have a business incorporated under that name, and that's still what I use for a lot of my, you know, filing. But it's not the brand that we currently run with. The brand that we have is Revolt Academy with my business partner Tommy and a whole bunch of other leaders. And then Primeverse, of course, is one of our strategic partnerships with all the free trading community, value and trade ideas and education, all that. I'm just reading the chat. It's interesting to see your evolution and mindset that made the Donnie drop. Yeah, it's definitely cool to look back on in hindsight. I would say mindset is really the starting point of all achievement, and desire, of course, as well. Like you can see, I'm very vocally expressing my desire to make it trading throughout a lot of these posts. And this is like well before getting to a position like what I'm in today. These are the events we used to do at the University of Waterloo before I dropped out. And yeah, UW unlocks the power of smart money. Jeez. This is a pretty cool logo too, man. I remember making this with Canva. DM for location details. It's time. It's finally time. The University of Waterloo launch is taking place this Tuesday. Sheesh. I think I hit P600 in 2020. Look at me grinning, man. I'm looking good. I'm looking good, man. This is a valid baby face, you know? This is a valid baby face in this picture. This was the team call schedule. We used to have back in the day, I'll show you guys this. You guys are going to be mind blown. So inside our paid community back in the day with IML, which by the way, we were just affiliates for. We didn't like make any money really. Well, we did make some money. Like, you know, as a network marketer, you make like a percentage of sales. But this was the Trade House Canada schedule. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, dude, look at this at its peak. This is like, bro, nobody remembers this, I bet, or nobody knows about this. Save. Okay, let me pull this up. This right here is the Trade House Canada call schedule. This was made by me in 2020. I used to make this schedule and everything, like format it, make it look good. These are the amount of calls we used to do every single week, just in English. We used to have meditation calls. I used to do these meditation calls. These were a lot of fun. We would do like live meditations. We used to do a lot of calls every week. Like, let's see, this is what, 5 Matty Pips, HFX. Oh my gosh, throwback. 8. This is like 13. Like, this is 13 calls just right here from 9 to 11 p.m. The rest of this is like a lot, you know. I used to do 2 op calls a week. Yeah, 2 op calls a week, Saturday mornings and Sunday nights. I used to do, what trading calls do I have on here? Wall Street Wednesday is probably on here. Yep, Wall Street Wednesday. And then what else did I do? No Sniper Sunday in this screenshot. Did I do morning sessions? Doesn't look like. Doesn't look like I did any other sessions. There was a period of time where I was doing like 4 trading calls a week as well. But yeah, this is like super OG. Like, if you know, you know type shit. Trade House Canada, man. Big Shout out to Trade House Canada. That was, yeah, that's a throwback, honestly. Dude, honestly, if I could revive an era, it would be that era for sure. For sure. That has such like a sentimental place in my heart. The Trade House Canada days. Honestly, would not be the person or the trader that I am today without Trade House Canada. Big shout out to Siva. Big shout out to Rock Coomer. Big shout out to Zach, who I already shouted out on this stream. Big shout out to Jordan Morgan, V for Valentino, trade with Matthew Ramirez. All these guys, all these guys are back from the very beginning, man. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to look back on, for real. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I remember doing calls with you under Trader's Paradise. Jeez. Big shout out. Big shout out to Nathan one time. We've been working together for a little minute now. A little minute. So this picture, I was showing you guys that because of this paper here. I knew that was the Trade House Canada schedule. You're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. Remaining coachable and teachable. This is after your wish is your command. I know this because I'm literally referring to the who do you listen to, but the Teachability Index. Remaining coachable and teachable has played a major role in my personal growth over the past 8 months. December to March. Was that 8 months? Yeah, it's about 8 months. Just about 8 months. As beings, sometimes we let our egos get in the way of our learning because we hold ourselves at a higher status than another person. Well, understand that there is no such thing as status. I am you and you are me. We are one. Bro, this is like crazy, crazy caption game. We can learn from anyone and everyone we come across in life. It doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, or what their social status is. We must approach every interaction with the intent to learn from others. Just as you are able to provide them with value, they are able to provide you with value. So long as you are open and accepting, we will take away something, or we will take something away from any and every interaction, whether we are consciously aware of this or not. We must present and rest assured. We must be present and rest assured, knowing that all interactions go both ways, like yin and yang. Hashtag Forex. Hashtag Forex is in the caption. Hashtag 434. Oh my goodness, 434, bro. The do I get into the lore of 434 right now to give you guys context? Nah. We're showing that on the profile though. All right, this was my first time ever going to Dallas. This was my first ever major event. Now you'll never see me show up to an event in less than a suit and tie. Or less than a suit. Sometimes I don't wear a tie. This is all I had back in the day, man. I just had these shirts. These shirts and dress pants. That's all I had. There's my convention ticket. This is a massive event. Stop comparing yourself to others and start comparing yourself to the person you were yesterday. Be grateful and at peace with who you presently are and work towards whoever it is that you want to become. Strive for your ideal and not the ideal others provide for you or expect of you. All of that is white noise. Bro, fucking show on my profile, man. Whoever this guy is that went through and archived all these old posts must have been having a bad week, honestly. Honestly, you know what I did? I probably archived them because I was like, these don't like necessarily represent my brand as much anymore because they're like babyface and I don't know, for whatever reason I'm unarchiving them with you guys right now because yeah. Here's me and my boy John. Jason Brown with the nugget of gold from a call. I remember this. I wrote this down and I was posting daily, I guess, at this time. When you make the commitment to consistency, success becomes inevitable. Facts. Big facts. More trading events. Yeah, Traders Paradise launched in 2019. I incorporated in 2020, I'm pretty sure. 2020 or 2021, one of the two. Let's see. Time truly flies. for everyone. The difference is we found a way to become the pilots. I want you to think about a cargo ship. Not just any cargo ship, but one that is sent off without directions. If it's able to successfully leave the harbor and hope of it reaching, wait, hold on. If it's able to successfully leave the harbor, the hope of it reaching its final destination is slim. Life is the same way. People live without a sense of direction, floating about, hoping for the best. This is what the majority of people do. It's what we were taught. Go with the flow. If you can't beat them, join them. These are the things we hear all the time. We've decided to go against the path most have chosen to take, accepting the fact that this jeopardizes certain things. We have become vulnerable, but vulnerability is necessary for growth. Create your own path. As time goes on, you will find that you will be happier pursuing that which you truly want to pursue rather than that which we are instructed to pursue. Happiness equals success, and success, by definition, is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Big shout out, Earl Nightingale. Continue chasing your dreams. Yeah, I think what I was trying to explain here is like the ship without a rudder analogy is if a ship leaves without any sort of port of call or any destination that it's going to, the likelihood of it making to the destination it's intended to go to, which is, I don't know. Like let's say the destination is defined. Okay, I want to leave from Italy and I want to get to Spain. I'm just saying two random places. I don't know if there's actually water connection there, whatever. Just an example. But the intent might be there, but if the directions aren't, the hope of it ending up at the port is quite slim. For us, the analogy is taken into consideration in that if we don't have a goal for ourselves, we can't hit a target that we can't see. The how we hit the target doesn't need to actually be defined, and that's important to understand. The how will present itself. The how for how we're going to resolve this inverse fair value gap indicator issue with TradingView where they keep taking my shit down. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. I have a couple ideas. I'm just going to go as far as I can see, and when I get there, I'll see further. You know? But the point is, I have intent. I have a goal. I have a target. The A to Z of how I'm going to get to that target doesn't need to be defined. I can have an idea. I just need to take the next logical step. You know? Who's in this picture? Oh yeah, big shout out to Daniel and Vargas too. I forgot to shout them out from Trade House. Man, crazy throwback. Shout out to Cap, man. Rest in peace to a real one. Honestly, that was a pretty shocking passing. One of my good friends from the Trade House Canada days passed away. Just crazy, bro. It's such a puts life into so much perspective. Like at any moment, literally any moment, you could just not exist anymore here physically. And yeah, man, Cab was a big part of these times, man. Big part of these times, honestly. Honestly. Crazy. Can you take us through your first year of trading? Um, I mean, beyond kind of what I'm showing right now, there's not really a whole lot else I can show you. I can explain different stories and give you guys some more insight for sure. Like if there's something specifically that you want me to share with you from like my first year, I can definitely share it. Definitely. Just let me know. People are awarded in public for that which they practice for years in private. Facts. This was at Baseball, Ontario. I recognize this place. This is in Cambridge. In Cambridge, big shout out to Lee Cook. This was his one of his workplaces, I believe. Crazy. This is like fucking trip down memory lane, honestly. One thing I always like to say during in-person trainings, which I was doing one here, I guess, is that none of what we do here at the training in real time matters. It's what you do behind closed doors that matters. You are the only person you can expect to hold you accountable. I'll read that again for you guys, for the people in the back. You are the only person you can expect to hold you accountable. Your habits play a huge role in the results you are seeing in your day-to-day life. As much as we'd love to blame an external source, we as individuals are responsible for the way our lives unfold. The law of cause and effect states every action has an equal or opposite reaction. There is no such thing as coincidence. Yup, we're putting that on the feed. Um, these are great, man. These are really great. This was on the cruise ship. Dude, I love how I'm just like still posting like stuff from the cruise like so long later. Look at me rock climbing, dude. This is like peak athletic ability. I bet you yeah, I was definitely in better shape back here. 2019 to like 2023 was probably the best shape I was in. And I just have good genetics, so I don't have like so much, I've lost strength for sure, but fortunately I haven't like lost a whole lot of my physique over the past year and a half, 2 years. But I've definitely been loafing at the gym for sure recently. Let's see here. In the chat, how did you find your direction? Because damn, these is a lot. Yeah, I mean, bro, it's really like trading and investing is one of those things that you really got to understand what you're getting yourself into from the beginning, to be honest, if you want to set the odds to be in your favor. Any sort of undertaking, you got to understand is going to come with a grind, with, challenges, trials, tribulations, all that. For trading, you know, trading is probably one of the hardest ways to make easy money because it's simple. All we're doing is pressing buy or sell. The challenge is in our ability to create a plan, follow it, and be disciplined and be willing to walk away from losses and to just accept them for what they are. So when it comes to like finding your way or getting a sense of direction when it comes to your learning, that is honestly pretty simple. You just got to find a strategy that you resonate with or a mentor or mentors that you resonate with and just fully immerse yourself and learn from them. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, I would say if you don't have a place to go, join Primeverse. Primeverse is a free community. The only requirement that you have is to just create and fund a live account. That's the only requirement, you know. So as long as you have that, you can be in the community. You can watch my live sessions that I do 2 times a week. You can go through my boot camp, which I just recorded, and that's going to be posted on Primeverse over the next, I don't know how long. I just recorded it last week. It's a new version of the boot camp. You can access my current version if you want. And so a lot of that's there, and maybe you decide to learn from somebody else, and that's totally fine. Like I'm not charging for mentorship at this time. The only thing that I might charge for in the future is more like one-on-one stuff. But I have no intention of like charging for, anything that's currently offered in Primeverse because it's all free in Primeverse. So, you know, yeah, it's that's what I would say, honestly. That's what I would say. You did in-person meetups in Durham? I did. Yeah, I did a lot of in-person meetups in Durham actually. We used to do in-person meetups in Durham like once every week back in the day. Yeah, we still do some in Toronto area, not so much Durham, but I mean Durham's not far from Toronto, obviously. But yeah, there are potentially some pictures of me like in Durham. Why is Michael Sullivan the location of this post? Weird. Okay. All right, let's keep moving forward here. So we got this one. I'm pondering. Got the chain, the drip. Anyway, so I'm not going to read that caption. It looks kind of extensive and deep for right now. This is me at the gym. Cav took this picture, I'm pretty sure. No? Who took this picture? Is he in the mirror? Here's your buddy, man. Oh, who took this picture, bro? Oh yeah, this Believe t-shirt was from Shop Empower Me. In 2019, I remember I was there. Yeah, it's throwbacks, bro, honestly. Where the trading started or the trading journey started, and that's where your trading journey started. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Man, um, crazy. All right, we got to get into some more of the good stuff here. I feel like a lot of these are just nuggets of gold. I could spend like forever. Maybe we'll do like more of these later on. Maybe I'll do like a part 2 of this later where we keep going, but this is look at me showing the 3 scenarios of entry models on a whiteboard. Oh yeah, dude. This is at like a random school in Durham, actually, I'm pretty sure. And I just like drew a bunch of scenarios and I put like the pewpewsquad.com website, which was like the website for trade house back in the day. And I wrote, hit up Donnie Dropout to learn how to turn your phone into an ATM. I wrote it on the whiteboard. That's jokes. Okay, let's read the caption. It's an ongoing process, mastering the art of remaining focused. We're really only just getting started here, but one of my biggest difficulties on this whole come up so far has been remaining disciplined enough to only focus on one goal at a time. Key, singleness of purpose is key. In a world full of abundance, it's hard as fuck to stay focused, especially when it comes to goals. On a daily basis, my mind will race. There's so many things that I want to do all at the same time. I'll find myself veering off track, struggling to focus on the task at hand. In striving to focus on too many things or too many goals at once, I failed to succeed in achieving any of them. Focusing on them one at a time is now that's the key. And focusing on one thing and on that one thing, that one goal, that one task, I've found that a ripple effect will typically take place. In completing one task or achieving one goal, others will start to fall into place as well, and sometimes they'll fall into place at the exact same time. In remaining focused, you allow yourself to work more efficiently, sometimes so efficiently to the point that the other things will magically fall into place. Now I say magically, but for those that understand the laws of the universe, though, you know that this is far from magic. Stay focused on the task at hand, crush your goals one by one, and in doing so, live it up this year. Wishing you all love, peace, abundance. This is in 2020, January 23rd. Crazy. Crazy. Now, there's a part of 2020 here, definitely a vulnerable part of my journey that I'll share with you guys. And we'll maybe like end off with this because we're getting close to the top of the hour here at 11 a.m. I'm probably going to wrap up the stream. But I'll show it to you guys. There's a vulnerable part of my experience in 2020 where there was like so much happening. You know, the world went into the pandemic. I had an experience of like minute psychosis in the summer of 2020, and you'll actually kind of see, you can kind of tell by how I was moving with some of my posts that there was just some shit going on. You know, it was like a combination of a few different things. I would attribute it to like spiritual activations and just lack of sleep, to be honest, as like the causes of, I guess, kind of like my episode or whatever. But in hindsight, very grateful for the experience. It was definitely traumatic and took like some time for me to process the whole experience. And I'll get into that in more detail with you guys in a second. But yeah, I could just tell we're starting to like get towards that point in time here. But cool. What's this one? This is FTMO dashboard. This is me writing down goals. I still have that lunchbox and I still use it on a regular basis. Actually, I take it with me wherever I travel. It's like the perfect size to like clip onto my backpack, and I just take it with me everywhere. Here I'm talking about the metaphysical. All right, we gotta come. Okay, let me skip to a certain section here. All right, so this is in September 2020. These black photo posts, this is for Blackout Tuesday, a whole bunch of like crazy shit happening at this time. This is a pretty crazy video. These two, I probably won't unarchive them, to be honest, but we'll watch those videos and react to them later on. But during this time, So when was this? April 4th. Let's see. This is oh yeah, hyperinflation. This is like just like a crazy visual from back then. Yeah, so April and May were like months where I started to lose touch with physical reality a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. There was like just a lot of different things that led me to, how do I explain this? I'm trying to think of how I can explain this to you guys from a perspective of like what I was experiencing at this time. And I already kind of mentioned it a little bit. So definitely some spiritual activation going on. Definitely some different things that were a lot for me to handle because I didn't really understand what was happening, I guess you could say. Um, so in between this post of me in September and this post, oh, this is also in September. Okay, hold up. And this in June, in between June and September, I had about a 2-month period that was fucking insane. So let me walk you guys through this. Okay, we're gonna go full face cam for this story time. So in 2020, I had a psych ward experience where for the months of April and May, I started to just like lose touch with reality a little bit, right? And what I mean by that is there would be like so many crazy synchronicities where it was just really hard for me to understand like what was going on. And, you know, it was, anyways, bottom line is I was losing touch with reality a little bit. And so in June, I had gone for about 2 weeks having a very hard time sleeping, and my mind was, like, racing at this time, and, what I can explain it as is this: I was in such a creative state, but it wasn't a grounded creative state, it was like a, I don't know if manic is the right word. It was an ungrounded creative state where I would have so many ideas and so many downloads, as I like to call them. And it was like overwhelming. It was fucking insane. Like it was actually insane. I was like so tapped in to a moment, and I was like, I guess you could consider it as like I was connected to the ether in like a totally different way, and I was really, you know, receiving a lot, um, just in terms of like thoughts and stuff. It was really interesting. So, anyways, yo, chat, can you guys hear me? Are we back? Can you guys hear me now? Bro, tell me how right when we're about to get into some crazy conversation, the stream fully crashed. Fully crashed. And I think it might low key still be lagging a little bit. Hopefully my video, my recording didn't get like cooked. Okay, it didn't. Nice. It literally only got cooked right as we were about to go into this story. That's crazy. Can you guys still hear me? Are we back? Are we good? You guys let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear me still. I think we're okay now. I think we're okay now. I'm gonna take this as a sign though. We're gonna bring this back up in conversation in one of my next live streams. I'm just gonna take it as a sign. to get into the conversation of what I experienced in 2020 in a future time, at a future time. Just because right when we're about to get into it, the stream just fully crashed. Of all times for it to crash, it crashes at like a very interesting, story time. So it's 5 minutes to 11 anyways. I don't have enough time to really go into it in detail. So we'll save it for like the next live stream, one of the next live streams. But what I'll say is this. Number one, first of all, super fun to like react and go through, some archive posts together. I had a really good time doing that. What I'll share with you guys is this. If there's one nugget I could give you guys, it is to really make an effort to ground yourself on a regular basis. And that means to connect with nature. That means to take a step back from the day-to-day grind. That's really, what I learned from 2020 before we'll go into it in more detail in another time. But like, yeah, the biggest takeaway I can give you guys is to really like focus on taking care. Like for me, the challenge that led me into that whole experience in 2020 was a result of multiple days in a row consecutively with like not sufficient amounts of sleep. Ultimately, that was a big part of it, and also some other things, and whatever. Like again, we'll get into it in more detail in another time. But yeah, all that to say, take care of yourself. Don't feel like you need to be the guy or gal that is on the grind all the time. Like one of the biggest fucking scams in this industry is the perception that is portrayed where you need to be grinding every minute of every day of every hour. It's just not the case. Like you do not need to sacrifice your health and your well-being to make it. Like that's actually counterproductive to your overall process. So just really be intentional, man. Take care of yourself. Talk to friends, talk to family on a regular basis. Surround yourself with loved ones, people that support you. Not everybody's going to understand what you're doing, especially as a trader. One thing that I learned a lot in 2019 and 2020 was how it's very challenging for the closest people in your life to support you in doing something they don't understand. And it makes sense. They don't understand it. How can you support somebody to do something that you don't understand? So, yeah, man, that's what I would say. Just find people that will support you, find people that do understand, find people that have what you want, have been where you are, and just keep pushing forward, but never ever do something at the expense of your overall well-being. And if you're having a challenge with some element of your overall well-being, get some support. There's nothing wrong with seeking outside counsel. There's nothing wrong with reflecting internally on some things that you know you shouldn't be doing that you are doing to eliminate them, you know? So that's what I'll share. We'll go into the whole 2020 story another time. I'm gonna keep reacting to some future Instagram posts in the future on stream. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of fun to kind of create this. And again, I'm just taking it as a sign. The stream fully crashed, OBS fully closed, and was lagging really hard when we were about to get into some like pretty like heavy, not heavy, but like some deeper conversation. So we'll save it for another time. We'll see if the stream acts up then, and if it does, maybe it's just not meant to be shared on stream. I don't know. You know, we'll see. Maybe we'll save it for more like in-person conversations in the future. But yeah, guys, have an amazing weekend, everybody. I will say that this outlook on gold remains hold on, where is it? Let me pull this up for you guys. This outlook on gold remains relevant for me. We have traded higher and beyond the previous highs. But I'm still interested in these points of interest. Like if we get a pullback to these areas, I might still consider taking longs. It's outside of my trading window today, so this would be like more of like a next week consideration. But if anybody took shorts on gold earlier in the stream, there was some opportunity to, catch some pips. For me, I sat on my hands, so didn't end up taking that personally, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the reactions to some of the older content. We'll do some more of that later on. I was going to go into a breakdown and a lesson on higher time frame analysis to lower time frame analysis for you or Neil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot you a message and I'll send you a video that kind of goes over that, and I think that you'll appreciate. But yeah, guys, we'll be back. I'm going to be back later today on Twitch. So if you want to come vibe with me, we'll be ripping some games. We'll be chopping it up, having a good time. And yeah, next trading live stream is going to be on Sunday inside of Primeverse. So if you're not inside of Primeverse, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram for more information on that. But yeah, had a lot of fun today, guys. Let's have a great rest of the Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. And yeah, I'm looking forward to to running back another live stream on YouTube soon, for sure. Roland, what's good? Have a great day, brother. Have a great day. And everybody else as well. Appreciate y'all for being here. And I'll see you guys on Sunday for Market Outlook or the next YouTube stream.